What do you do when the person you'd bleed for hands you a lie instead of a promise? My name's Ethan Carver. I'm 38, a structural engineer who spends his days designing bridges. Ironic, right? Because the one bridge I couldn't save was the one I built with her. It was supposed to be a special night, October 17th, our 12th anniversary. I'd planned it all. A quiet dinner at the Lantern, that little Italian place on Willow Street where we had our first date. I'd picked up her favorite wine, a Pinot Noir she swore tasted like summer. The table was set, candles flickering, the house smelling of garlic and hope. I waited and waited. She didn't come home. No call, no text, just silence that pressed against my chest like a fist. I stood by the window, watching headlights sweep past our suburban cul-de-sac in Raleigh, each one a tease that never slowed down. The food went cold. The wine sat unopened. By midnight, I knew something was wrong. Not the kind of wrong you fix with a late apology, but the kind that cracks you open and leaves you hollow. I told myself she was stuck at the hospital. She's a pediatric nurse, always on call. But the quiet was too loud, too deliberate. I checked my phone. Nothing. I checked hers, left on the counter by accident. A notification blinked. Can't wait to see you tonight. Not from me. The air shifted. Expectation curdled into dread. I sat there, staring at the screen, the life I'd built with Lauren Tate unraveling in my hands. 12 years, a daughter, a home. All of it suddenly felt like a stage I'd been playing on without a script. What would you do if the people you die for disappeared without a word? Drop your answer below, and don't forget to like and subscribe to Cheating Stories Diary, because this story is just getting started. It started with that text, a spark igniting a fire I couldn't douse. I stood in our kitchen, the glow of her phone casting jagged shadows across the counter. My hands shook as I swiped it open. 0412, Mia's birthday, a code I'd once thought was ours. The message glared back. Meet me at the Marriott, 8 p.m. wear that black dress I like. From Jay. My breath caught, sharp and shallow, like glass in my throat. The room tilted. I set the phone down, palms sweaty, and paced to the sink. Water ran cold over my fingers, but it couldn't wash away the dread pooling in my gut. I scrolled up, each message a hammer to my chest. Miss you already. Last night was worth it. He doesn't suspect a thing. The words blurred through tears I didn't realize I'd shed. My knees buckled. I gripped the counter, knuckles white against the granite. The silence roared. Too loud. Too empty. Outside, a car hummed past, headlights slicing through the blinds. But inside, time stopped. Was this real? I doubted it, clung to the hope I'd misread. Maybe Jay was a coworker, a misunderstanding. But the black dress, that black dress, flashed in my mind. She'd worn it last month, said she was meeting the girls. I'd kissed her goodbye, tasted her perfume. Jasmine, sharp and sweet. Now it felt like poison. I stumbled to my laptop, the clack of keys echoing in the stillness. Her Instagram loaded slowly, taunting me. That work dinner photo, Lauren laughing, wineglass raised, Jake Ellison's arms slung across her shoulders. Too close. Too easy. Jake, my oldest friend since college, my best man. The caption mocked me. Team nights are the best. I zoomed in, studied his smirk, her tilt toward him. My stomach churned. I opened another tab, our bank account. A Marriott charge, $189.72, 3 weeks ago. Then a dinner at La Rosa, $72.19, a place we'd never been together. Receipts piled up like bricks, walling me into the truth. A memory cut through, our 10th anniversary 2 years back. Jake's loft downtown, rain drumming the windows. Lauren danced with Mia in the living room, barefoot, laughing as Can't Help Falling in Love played on his old record player. I pulled Jake aside, beer in hand. Your family, man, I'd said. He'd grinned, clapped my shoulder. Now that grin twisted in my mind, smug, knowing. Had they laughed at me that night, too? The song looped in my head, a cruel refrain. The progression was slow, brutal. Doubt gnawed. Maybe she was just lonely. Maybe I'd pushed her away. Then confirmation crashed in. A text from Jake, unsaved but unmistakable. Love how you feel when he's not around. My hands trembled so hard I dropped the phone. It clattered on the tile, a sound like bones breaking. I sank to the floor, head in my hands, the kitchen spinning. Jasmine lingered in the air, faint from her scarf on the chair. It wasn't a scent of love anymore. It was a ghost of betrayal. Sleep didn't come. The house was a mausoleum, every corner holding a lie. Mia's crayons lay scattered, red, blue, yellow, like bloodstains on the coffee table. Her drawing stared up at me. Mommy and Daddy, stick figures holding hands. My chest clenched, a vice tightening until I gasped. I stumbled to the bedroom, ripped the sheets off our bed. Her side smelled of jasmine still, mocking me. I hurled the Pinot Noir into the sink, the splash staining my shirt red. It looked like a wound. Anger surged, raw and electric. I wanted to shatter the mirror, torch the curtains, scream until the neighbors called the cops. My fist hovered over a photo. Us at the beach, Mia giggling between us. I couldn't do it. Grief swallowed the rage, heavy and cold. 12 years gone. Had I been too quiet, too steady? A bridge builder who couldn't hold his own life together. Self-blame crept in. I should have fought harder, noticed sooner. But how do you fight a shadow? Lauren came home at dawn, keys jangling like a jailer's. Sorry about last night, she said, eyes on the floor. Kid-coded, couldn't leave. Her scrubs were crisp, too clean for an emergency. I stared, searching for cracks in her mask. Nothing, just a stranger in my wife's skin. You okay? She asked, voice too light. I nodded, throat sandpaper dry. She didn't push, just drifted upstairs. The lie sat between us, a third presence in the room. Alone again, I replayed it all. Mia's eyes hazel like mine. Or were they Jake's? The thought slithered in, coiled tight. I pictured her first steps, her tiny hand in mine, calling me Dada. My vision blurred. Tears hit the hardwood, small and silent. Isolation pressed in. The man who fixed things couldn't fix this. The record player in my mind spun. Can't help falling in love. A cruel loop. I'd fallen, alright, straight into a trap. She asked for the divorce 2 weeks later, perched on the couch like it was a formality. The living room smelled of coffee and tension. Ethan, she started, fingers twisting. I don't think this is working. Her gaze darted away. I care about you, but I'm not in love. I need to find myself. A pause, then softer. For Mia, can we stay friends? I stared at her, numb. Okay, I said, voice flat. Her shoulders relaxed, relief, not remorse. The papers came fast, a lawyer's signature sealing it. She didn't fight for the house, the car, anything. Too eager to escape. I signed, hands steady, and she was gone. Truth hit a week later. Sarah's call came at dusk, her voice a whisper. Ethan, it's Lauren. She's been with Jake. Months, maybe longer. I laughed, a dry, broken sound that bounced off the walls. To fit the late nights, the coldness. Then Sarah faltered. Mia. She's got his eyes, his nose. I always thought it was odd. The line went quiet. My pulse thundered. I bought a DNA kit that night, swabbed Mia's cheek as she slept, her breath soft against my hand. Guilt stabbed me, doubting her felt like betrayal. The results arrived 10 days later, a white envelope on the counter. I poured a whiskey, downed it, the burn steadying me. My fingers fumbled the seal. The page trembled in my grip. 0% probability of paternity. The glass slipped, shattered on the floor. Not mine. I drove to Lauren's condo, the city a blur of lights. She opened the door, hair messy, surprised. Ethan? What's wrong? I thrust the results at her, silent as stone. She unfolded it, eyes scanning, then froze. Color drained from her face. Oh my God, she breathed. I didn't. How long? My voice was a low growl, unshakable. She flinched. 5 years. 5 years. The words echoed, a hammer on steel. I let them hang there, heavy in the air. Did Jake know? A nod barely there. A beat of silence. I never meant. She started, voice cracking. Don't. I cut her off, cold and final. Her eyes welled up, but I felt nothing. Just the weight of half a decade's lies pressing down. 5 years of birthdays, holidays, quiet nights I thought were ours. I saw Mia's birth in my mind. Lauren pale. Me cutting the cord. Tears in my eyes as I whispered. She's perfect. Jake had brought cigars. Toasted us with a grin. Had he known then, holding my daughter, his daughter, while I beamed like a fool. The memory twisted. A bridge buckling under too much strain. I didn't explode. Anger simmered, but I channeled it, cold, precise. That night I called my lawyer, voice like ice. Freeze the joint accounts. File for fraud if we can. She's been spending on him. He noted it, calm as ever. I dug deeper, screenshots of texts, bank statements, a hidden camera I'd installed in the garage weeks ago, catching her loading bags for work trips, evidence stacked like bricks, each one a piece of the life she'd stolen. Self-doubt crept in as I worked. Was I overreacting? I remembered Mia's birth again, the weight of her in my arms, the way Lauren smiled at me through exhaustion. I saw us at the park, her tiny hand in mine, giggling as I pushed her on the swing. Could I forgive this? Keep her world whole? The thought lingered, soft and tempting. But then I saw Jake's smirk, heard Lauren's 5 years, and the softness hardened. Love couldn't span that gap. Not anymore. I planned the reveal for Mia's 6th birthday, October 28th, at her parents' lake house. Lauren wanted normalcy for Mia's sake. I'd give her a show. I hired a PI, confirmed Jake's car at her condo weekly. I met my lawyer at a diner, signed papers over black coffee, the radio humming, let it be in the background. A quiet promise to myself. The bank flagged $4,000 unaccounted for, enough for a theft claim. I set up financial traps, frozen cards, redirected savings, silent moves she wouldn't see coming. The day arrived. I drove to the lake house early, set up streamers, smiled for Mia's sake. The air smelled of pine and cake, the water glinting under a gray sky. Lauren and Jake rolled in together, hands brushing, smug as ever. I watched them from the porch, envelope tucked in my jacket, my pulse steady. Kids ran around, laughing. Her parents chatted by the grill. I waited until the cake was cut, candles snuffed out. Everyone gathered in a loose circle. A toast? I said, voice clear, cutting through the chatter. But first, truth. I stepped forward, handed Lauren the DNA results. She took it, frowning, then unfolded it. Her eyes widened, breath catching. Jake stiffened beside her, jaw tight. Her mom leaned in. What's this? I stayed silent, let the paper speak. Lauren's hands shook. The color drained from her face. Ethan, she started, voice small. I shook my head once, sharp. Her dad snatched the sheet, read it, then cursed under his breath. Whispers spread, a ripple of shock. Jake stepped back, eyes darting like a trapped animal. The silence that followed was thick, brutal, louder than any scream. I didn't stay for the fallout. I knelt, kissed Mia's forehead. She grinned, oblivious, frosting on her cheek. See you soon, kiddo, I said, voice steady despite the ache. Lauren called after me. Ethan, wait. Her voice cracked, desperate, but I kept walking. The gravel crunched under my boots, the lake fading behind me. She'd lost the right to ask anything of me. The drive home was quiet, the road stretching out like a blank page. I'd lost a wife, a friend, a daughter who wasn't mine, but I'd gained something too. Clarity. The weight of their lies lifted, replaced by a strange peace. I wasn't the fool anymore. I was free. The divorce finalized weeks later. I kept the house. Lauren didn't fight for it. Mia still calls me dad, and I let her. She's innocent in this. A bridge I'll never burn. Jake's name faded from my life. A ghost I don't chase. Lauren's text stopped after I blocked her. The silence isn't empty now, it's mine. Healing's slow. Some nights, I hear Mia's laugh in my dreams and wake up reaching for a life that's gone. The kitchen still echoes with jasmine sometimes, a faint trace I can't scrub out. But I'm rebuilding. New blueprints, new bridges, ones they can't touch. The radio plays Let It Be one morning, and I hum along, letting the notes carry me forward. That's my ending. Not a bang, but a quiet step into something real. The crayons stay on the coffee table, a reminder of what I'll fight for and what I'll leave behind. Have you ever been left behind by someone you trusted with your life? Share your story below, because stories like these deserve to be told. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell. The next story, you won't see it coming.